Om Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Welcome to another video from Stepping Towards Liberation Group. Today's topic is accepting mistakes is the key to liberation. It's a very interesting topic, very good topic, useful topic, and also a very funny topic. Okay. So, and for many of us, it is not easy to digest this topic also. Let's get into the topic and discuss more details. Okay. So, just to be a little organized, we will go through few slides. It is not mandatory that we need to stick to those slides, and those slides are just for our reference to just give an idea like what we are discussing. Okay, so all the topics whatever we choose in this channel are very interesting and also very useful topics with respect to the journey of our soul. The topics whatever we are discussing is all are very interesting, and those are really required to understand. Okay, so we select those kind of topics and we will discuss. Okay, so let's get into today's topic. It's accepting mistakes is the key to liberation. Let's get into the slideshow. Yeah, so accepting mistakes is the key to liberation. The topic is very straightforward. If you see that line itself, you will get an idea. Like, there is nothing much complication in that. Okay. But the thing is, if you go in detail, there is a lot of complication. Okay. So the topic started with 4 points. These 4 points are not exactly related to the topic, but those are the minimum basic things which we should understand when we are discussing something about liberation. Okay. So the main thing is, it is very difficult to get a human birth. That's the first thing. And I think many of us know this. And if anybody is very new and they don't know anything about spiritual life or what we have to do in the spiritual path and all those things, I'm just telling, like, if somebody is totally new and they don't know anything about spiritual path, then it may be difficult. But let's discuss these 4 topics which are very important for anyone who is aiming for liberation. The first one is human birth is rare. Okay, and the goal of the life. The third thing is the problem and why things are getting delayed. Human birth is a very rare opportunity. We have so many living beings around us, and our philosophy is saying that human birth is very rare. It will come very rarely. Okay, let's not discuss too much about that because that is a totally different topic. But anyway, we don't need to worry too much about that because we are already human and we have an opportunity to get liberation. Okay. So the second point is goal of life. This is very difficult thing. And also, if you ask many people around us, they will tell different goals. Okay. But very rarely you see a person who says the goal which is mentioned here. I just asked a college going student, casually I asked, what is your goal? What is the life goal? First of all, that student is confused and they're thinking what to tell, because usually nobody will ask that question. Okay. So then they started telling that my goal is to do good studies and then I need to get a good job and those kind of things. But they don't think in this angle, like the goal of life is to get out of this birth and death cycle. Okay. That's a very difficult goal to achieve, but it is not so difficult. If you put enough effort, it's very easy also. Okay. But it is not easy and it is not so difficult. The thing is, the how much effort we put, it will be that much fast. Okay. So the third point is problem. The problem is we will we are acting everything, most of the things in our life opposite to the goal. Okay. Opposite to the goal means like whatever we do, it is not going to lead us to liberation. Most of the things. So that is the reason we have a problem. Okay. And the biggest problem is not making mistakes is a problem, but justifying them, which is a very, very dangerous thing. Okay. Which we need to get out of that immediately, as early as possible. Okay. Justifying the thing is a very, very harmful thing with respect to our spiritual growth. We are going to discuss this point mainly in this video. Okay. So, just to give a small glimpse of what is justifying, if you ask any family member to spend some time listening to something or do something related to spirituality, the first thing what they will come up and say is like, I'm very busy and I have a family I need to take care of. That itself is a big example of justifying the mistake. Okay. It is not that they are doing a mistake, but they are trying to escape from the effort to put for liberation, saying some valid cause. Okay. That's okay. Let's not discuss more about that because we are here to discuss that problem and how to get out of that. Okay. The fourth point says justification delays progress. Anyway, it's the same thing again we are mentioning here. Nobody will accept that it is his fault. Very difficult. Even though they know that they are faulty, they don't try to accept it and they will try to put the blame on others. That's a very difficult thing. And if we do that, if we keep doing that, we will be in this repeated birth and death cycle forever. Okay. So as soon as we admit our mistake, the sooner we can get out of this birth and death cycle. Okay. So the first 4 points are clear. It seems it's there is nothing much to discuss there because it's very, very straightforward. And if you just read the 4 points, it will be easy. There is no need of any explanation, but still we discussed a few minutes. It's okay. So the next thing is a very, very interesting, funny topic. I'm not very sure really this is really implemented somewhere or it's an obsolete model or whatever. But when I was probably after graduation, when I'm working, or I'm not very sure, but somebody told me this, like because I'm just taking this as a generic mobile quote, but I came to know that this kind of things are there in one city, which is Bangalore in India. Okay, but anyway, I'm not very sure whether that is really this mobile quote is there or not. But anyway, I like the concept, and I always remember how that was implemented, and how that was designed, and it has so many things which we can discuss here, and which is relevant to our key to liberation. Okay, so I'll just brief what is that mobile court. It is a pedestrian mobile court. Mobile court means a big van is there, and in that van there are 30 to 40 slots will be there, seats, and it will just have a one judge. Okay, and the people who are coming inside this mobile court is whoever has done a mistake on the road, walking or crossing the road or whatever. Okay, so they usually the policeman or the police officer will just catch the person who has done a mistake, and then they will put him into this mobile court. Mobile court means it is not a court, it is a van. Okay, that's we need to understand that. It's a van where we have some 30 to 40 seats and one judge will be there, and he will be and everybody will be asked a question. Okay, the only one question the judge will ask is, did you do a mistake? That's the only question which will be asked. He will be asking for everyone. Okay, so suppose we are assuming 50 people are standing in a queue. Okay, so judge will ask the same question, did you do a mistake? And then the people start telling different things. Okay, the first person will say, no, I am not mistake. I did not do any mistake. It's a mistake is not from me. It is the other person who was trying to do something. That's why the reason I have to do this. It is not my mistake. It is because the other person has created a problem to me. I am just trying to help myself. So the judge will say, okay, you did not do any mistake. It's okay, no problem, no worries. He will move to the next person. And then he will ask the same question, did you make a mistake? The other person will give a different explanation for whatever the problem he was brought in. Okay. Then judge will tell, oh no, don't worry, you can just wait. Then he will move on to the third person, fourth person, fifth person. Like that, all the 50 persons in that mobile court, mobile van, will get an opportunity to just give the explanation why they did the mistake. It is not that justification he's waiting on. Okay, he wanted to he wanted them to accept the issue. Okay, that is the thing. But unfortunately, these people who are there in that mobile court, they will try to justify themselves, and they don't want to admit that they have done a mistake. Okay, that is a problem here. Okay, so the thing is, there's a setup of 50 people who are in the court, and one judge is there, and judge keep asking each and everyone the same question, did you make any mistake? And all the 50 people try to justify that there is no mistake from their side, and it is because of others' problem they are brought in here. So like that, the first cycle will go. Okay, second cycle. The funny thing is, in the first cycle, people, all the 50 members would have told some different stories. And the second round will come, and again the first person will be asked the same question, did you make a mistake? Then the funny thing is, the first person, he will think that the judge is not satisfied with my answer last time, so I need to make it very clear, or I need to I need to think in some other angle to tell that it was not my fault. And he will tell a different version to convince that he has not done a mistake. Then the judge will tell, okay, no problem, you did not do any mistake, it's fine. He will move on to the second, third, fourth, like this 50. So all the 50 members in this would have told a different version of explanation to the judge to convince that they are not in fault. Then the judge will go to the third round. Same thing. There is no change at all. Judge will ask only one question. He don't even know that what was the thing, why they were brought in. Okay. The person who, the cop or the policeman who brought this 50 people inside this mobile court, they don't give any explanation or any kind of description why that person is brought into this to judge. Okay, that's a funny thing. Okay, so like this, 3 to 4, first 1, 2, 3 rounds will go. We are just assuming 3 rounds. People will tell different versions to convince that they are not mistaken. They are not on in fault. Now what will happen is, there is one person in we are taking an example as person 5 says it is no fault, the mistake is someone else. The judge nods and move on. Okay, so this person 5, he will tries different justifications to avoid admitting fault. Meanwhile, he will observe one thing: those who admit their mistake are moved forward, pay the fine, and they exit the court. Okay. So this person who is in the 5th slot, right? He will understand what is going on here. So the people somewhere in the 10th spot or 11, 15, 20 or whatever, right? Some people out of this 50, 1 or 2 people, they are agreeing that okay, I did a mistake, so it was my fault. I'm suppose they will accept that it is their fault because they are in a hurry or they are in a rush to go somewhere or something. So that's the reason they committed a mistake. Then judge immediately will tell, okay, you did a mistake, right? Okay, no worries. Go to the front cabin. There, if one person will be there, he will collect the fine. Maybe 25, $2 or $3, or if you take an Indian rupees, 50 rupees or 100 rupees or whatever fine, right? And then the mobile court, the van will stop and this person will get down. So the person in the 5th person, he will understand that there is something going on here. Until and unless we accept the issue or accept the mistake, this judge is not going to leave me, right? It's very clear. Now, the 5th person, he will realize that after 3 to 4 rounds, then he will understand. He will wait for his turn actually, because the funny thing is, it doesn't come, that round comes after consulting 50 people. Each and every person will have a 1 minute of explanation. Assume that if everybody explains 1 minute or 2 minutes, then the person 5 will get opportunity to accept the mistake after 1 hour. It's a very difficult time. It is not a small time. 1 minute, 2 minutes, he will ask again. Okay. So after 1 hour, the 5th person will get an opportunity to explain again. He was asked the same question. This time, already he waited to 3, 4 rounds. So it means 4 hours is gone. 4 hours is already passed. So he will wait for that next hour to get the question asked. Okay, when the judge asks that question, immediately he will tell, yes, I made a mistake. I agree that I made a mistake. Then immediately that 5th person will be told to go to the next cabin, wherein the person who collects the fine will be there. Fine means the penalty will be there, and he will make the payment, and then the mobile van will stop and he will get down. So observation is, I think that's whatever the thing I told as of now, that's a thing. Okay. Observation is, after 4 to 5 rounds, person 5 realizes. Okay. what he realizes is the only way to exit the court is to admit the mistake. This is a very, very important thing. And other thing is, justifications delay but not solve the problem. He waited for 4 to 5 rounds. He was observing the thing, and he lost for 4 hours or 5 hours tough time. Okay, 4 to 5 hours of time was wasted because of justifying that it was not his mistake. Okay, so two things here. First thing is, the only way to come out of the problem, come out of that mobile court is to admit that it was their fault. Number one. Number two is, as long as you if we keep on doing justifications, you will never come out of that one. Okay. So justifications are what is happening when we justify. Your turn is over and you have to wait for the next turn. Next turn means another 50 minutes. Okay. So now we all may be thinking, what is this? Why we are discussing this? Right? The thing is, interesting thing is, this is exactly like the mistake what we are doing in our life also. Let me go to the next slide. Then we will align these things with what we are doing as a mistake. Okay. And I would like to, before we move on to the next slide, I would like to tell one more complication here. The thing is, the person who was brought into this mobile court, he may be staying somewhere in one location. Okay. And this mobile court, mobile van will keep roaming across the cities. They may be going from one city to other county and so many. We don't know where this van will keep on going. Okay. If suppose a person who admits a mistake after 2 hours, second round, that person may be somewhere else, and he has to travel another 1 hour to come back to the original destination. Okay, that's another complication here. Okay, anyway, that is it's a very funny, and they don't know where they are going because it's completely locked the inside, and they can't even see where the van is going. That's a funny thing. Okay, so now the thing is, we will see how this is aligned to the mistakes what we are doing with respect to our liberation. Okay, in parallel to this spiritual life, the example whatever we discussed, the judge is the divine consciousness or the nature. Okay, the judge is nothing but the nature or God. Okay, so God is giving us multiple opportunities by giving human birth. Okay, which is a mobile court. The mobile court, whatever we saw in our example, is the human life offering repeated opportunities to recognize errors. It means God has given an opportunity in the form of human life for us. Okay, and this human life will come to us multiple times. We keep on getting this human life, and we keep getting, and we die, and again we go to the different lives and come back to the human life again. So whenever we are in the human life, we are in the court. We have to assume that we are in the court. Okay. The people who admit the mistakes, this third one, the people who admit the mistake and exit means the mobile court, are the souls who recognize their flaws, correct themselves, and progress towards liberation. Very, very important topic here. Very, very important point. The person who accepts that, yes, I made a mistake in the mobile court is equal to a soul who recognizes that, yes, I'm having some problem. Okay. I need to get out of this birth and death cycle. There should be some solution for me. What I should do. Then God will open the doors for that person. Okay. And then he will get some knowledge and then he will exit from the birth and death cycle. Okay. The similar what exactly is happening in the mobile court is, once the person admits that he's at fault, immediately the judge told to go to the next cabin, pay some fine, and then go out outright. So similarly, we are already having so many. We came because we did so many mistakes, and also on top of that, we keep on doing the mistakes in our this life also. So we have to admit that we are having some problem. Big problem is we keep on getting birth and we die, and again you come back, and this is a cycle continuously going on, an infinite loop. Okay. So there are maybe so many people who might be telling that, yeah, there is this. It's very difficult. Life is like this, and once that we die, again we come back, and this will never end. So many people are telling around us. Okay, but most of the people are neglecting that. Okay, so the thing is, the people who admit mistakes and exit in the mobile court is equal to the souls who understand that there is a mistake, and then they follow the process, and then they exit the birth and death cycle. So I think we are done with the topic. The insight is changing to clinging to justification prolongs suffering. Only admitting mistakes allow progress towards the ultimate goal of freedom from the birth and death cycle. So the conclusion is that it is better to accept that we are at fault, and because of so many mistakes we have done in the previous lives, we are here, and we are experiencing so many bad things and good things because of our bad and good karma which we did in the past. So there is a process to get out of this birth and death cycle. You have to be devoted. You have to be good to others. You have to obey the nature's law, and we should not trouble anyone. We should lead our life peacefully. We should lead a good life, and without troubling others, and no cheating others, and so many things are there. There is a lot. There is a process. Okay, that's a process to cleanse our mind. And then once our mind is cleansed, and the soul gets purified, not soul, the person gets purified, automatically God will look into that person, and when he is matured enough to get eligibility for the liberation, he will give. Okay. So I think pretty much the topic is covered here. We can conclude the topic as it's here itself. Okay, but I would like to show some small tips which our team is following. And I am not going to discuss anything, just I'll keep the slide for a few seconds. If you want, you can pause the video and just to see the slides. And we made one video elaboratedly discussing about the next two slides which I am going to show. Okay. So just to recap and quickly conclude what we have discussed so far, the mobile court scene is pretty much exactly the same with respect to the journey of the soul. Okay. So, but the summary or the main point takeaway from this video is, it is better to admit mistakes as early as possible and try to do something and get out of the problem. And I would like to tell one example, at least one or two examples, like why people try to justify. If suppose a person is very busy and he is having a family members, kids and wife and husband, kids are there. If you go and give them some information about any spiritual practice, they immediately will come and tell they're busy because they don't have time. They don't have time is the first thing. And other thing is they are busy bringing up their kids and arranging so many things for their kids, for them. And they will tell, they'll think that the path to liberation or the process of getting liberation is something different than their normal life. That is the biggest foolish thing what they think. Okay. But irrespective of anything, irrespective of what they understand, they need to put some time. Okay. At least then only they will know what it is. Okay. First of all, if they justify saying that I am busy with my family and I have to take care of my kids, I have so many problems are there. I need to get out of all these things. After that, I will have enough time, and then I will come to you. It's a foolish thing actually. So that's what it is. The video is already discussed based on this same point. Okay, but I just wanted to give an example. One example. This is one example. Okay, so many people around you. If you go and tell something related to spirituality, they have a lot of justifications. And my own personal experience, I will tell somebody who is studying. We just suggested something. They told like they are busy in studies. It's okay. Okay, so they're busy in studies means it is not that they need to stop the studies and then come to this path. Okay, we are not telling that. Okay, their study also can be made as a process. The study is also part of the process. Okay, they need to understand that. To understand all those things, they need to have some basic understanding. To do that, to have that basic understanding, they should understand something. They should listen to something, or at least they should go through some books or whatever. Okay, otherwise it doesn't work. Okay, so it doesn't work really. I'm telling it is not easy because all the materialistic things are very very interesting and they are all very good looking, and because they'll give immediate results. They'll if you do something, you will get a good money, good amount of dollars or rupees. So that is the reason we are doing, because even though we are interested or not, we are doing that because it's giving you at least enough money. Okay, but when it comes to spiritual life, we don't see immediate dollars or something, but we keep on getting that. Okay, but we don't see. The thing is, we are going to get out of the birth and death cycle. It is not easy. There is no therapy or there is no doctor who can give you liberation from this birth and death cycle. It is a nature's law. We need to accept that we are doing some mistake in this nature, if we are doing it, and then we need to be aligned to the nature's law, and then automatically God will give us liberation. Okay, so for those people who will try to justify, there is the next two slides are very good inputs for them. And as I told, I don't want to talk anything when I'm on that slide. Just I'll show the glimpse, and then you can see another video where it is it is discussed in detail. Okay, let me go through those two things. Even though I told I don't want to tell anything, just these are the very 10 points which anybody will do in their regular life, and we are converting all the things whatever we are doing in the daily activities as a prayer. So this way you are not at all deviated from the path to liberation, and you're not stopping anything in your personal life. Okay, the next page. These are some things which we are following, but there are so many things like this. We are just putting 10 11 points here. There are so many ways you can do service, or you can do the things which are needed for liberation. Okay, so if you want discuss more understanding of these two slides, I already mentioned that you need to go and check another video in our channel. Okay. So now let me scroll back to the first slide. Okay. So now the topic is, we can conclude the topic now. The thing is, just to give a just 10 to 20 seconds recap of what it is first we need to accept that we are in problem. Then we need to work out, or we need to spend some time, or we need to somehow get some information on how to get out of the problem, and then we need to get out of the problem. That's all. If we do justification like I don't have time, or I'm busy, or I have to take care of something, then I will come to spirituality. It's all these all things will delay the things. And if you are happy with this life and death cycle, then it's okay. I don't think anybody is happy in this birth and death cycle, because we may be happy in this life, but we don't know what next life. Okay. In the next life, maybe if we don't, if we are born without a leg or something problem, then we are in trouble. Don't assume that this life will be like this forever. Okay. And also, there are so many people in this world who are suffering a lot. Okay. Many of them, many of the people around us may not be able to do the very, very basic stuff what we are able to do it. Okay. There are so many artistic parents, artistic kids. They don't know what they are doing. Okay. So many things are there like this, problems around the world. But so I'm not scaring anyone. I'm just telling that this life and birth and death cycle is very, very painful. It is not easy, and but nobody should think that this is good. Let's continue in this birth and death cycle. Okay. So that's what I'm telling. Okay. So we need to get out of this birth and death cycle. We need to use the human birth to the maximum. Okay. So try to first compromise and think that there we are having some problem. We need to put some time to do the spiritual to have some spiritual progress. Not only doing your job we have to do it. You cannot stop the job, and whatever the activities you are doing in daily life, do it. Okay. On top of that, you need to add some additional practices which will not take anybody's time. It is just a matter of how we are doing the same things whatever we are doing in our daily life. The only thing is, the change is how we are doing will change, but what we are doing will never change. Okay. So I think the topic is pretty much covered. I'm frankly speaking, this topic, maybe it's a very good topic, but I don't know. I'm feeling like it would have been discussed in a very detailed, or in a different way also. So probably this video will be a base version, a basic version, or the preliminary version of this topic. In the future, maybe some others in our group may make another version of this video to make it more clear. And if anybody has any question or any doubt like what we have discussed, it's you can always reach with the Gmail address, whatever is mentioned here. And our website is not ready yet. We are thinking of, we just got the domain steppingtowardsliberation.com, and we will probably come up with a website soon. But anyway, I would like to mention that whatever the things we are making in this channel, all the videos, whatever are are meant for thought-provoking topics. It means any video you take, it will give you a question mark, or it will make you think. That's the main thing. And there is no commercial aspect in this. We don't want to make, we are not here to make any money. We wanted to get out of this birth and death cycle. That is the main thing. Okay. So the thing is, we are a small group. We don't want to tell that we are small group. We may be big by the time you might be watching the video. But whatever it is, whether it's a big group or small group, it doesn't matter. The only thing is, we need to come out, we need to exit this birth and death cycle. The only thing is, with respect to spirituality, we need to be selfish because we don't want to, we wish everybody also do good. But the main thing is, it's better we take care of ourselves, and looking at us, some other people will get inspiration. That is better. Don't try to educate anyone. Try to help them, but don't try to sit on them and why they are not changing or why they are not understanding. Like that, questions don't bring up. It's very painful. Change is very painful. Only thing is, it's better. It's a good thing to bring a change in ourselves instead of trying to change others. Changing others is a very, very painful thing, and it is not easy also. Okay. So our Gmail address is this, and our website will come up soon. And you can always reach out to this email, and we can discuss more, and try to do whatever possible in your life, and to get out of this birth and death cycle. And our group name itself is Stepping Towards Liberation Group. It means like we are making steps towards the liberation. And if our task is to keep doing the things, good things, okay. And there is Almighty, or there is a Supreme Lord who is always watching everyone. And when God is impressed, and we will be free from this birth and death cycle, okay. We wish this topic is, I wish this topic was helpful. But only thing is, it helps only if we stop convincing that we are convincing or compromising others that I'm not able to do any effort for liberation because I'm busy. Don't try to be a busy person. Everybody is busy, and also everybody is available. Everybody is available for things which they like. Everybody is busy for things which they don't like. It's a very perfect statement actually. So you make yourself available for good things and try to stop the bad things. Irrespective of anything, try to do something, okay, for liberation. First, try to understand what is liberation, what is this human birth, what is this, how many, what is the life going on, what is this world, what is this universe, how many multiple universes are there, infinite universes. People are talking about God. What is God? Okay, why I am here, from where I came from, where I will go after death. All these questions should come to a person, okay. If we never ask these questions, you will never get into the destination, okay. So try to think what is going on here, okay. If we die, things will continue, okay. So many people have died before, okay, and this world is continuing, okay. And so many people around you are died, and before you and after you go also, many people will die, but you will come back again. Or it's a big thing actually. It's not a small thing to understand, and it is not a easy thing. And also one more critical thing is here is, if even if somebody is helping you and they will try to explain everything, you will have a biggest doubt. Samshayatma vinashyati. Doubtful soul perishes. It is from the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan Krishna clearly told, doubtful soul will perish. They will never get liberation. Okay. So try to be compromised when scripture is telling something, or when a person who is liberated or in the path of liberation, or a nice person, a good person, godly person is telling something, and based on whatever the scriptures, philosophy is saying, then try to agree And if you have doubt, you clarify. Don't think that this philosophy is wrong. Okay. So you have to do your work, hard work, to for you to believe that. Okay. And you don't need to worry about whether scripture is correct or not, because scripture is always correct, and scriptures are telling us how to come out of the birth and death cycle. Everything is available now. The media is very powerful. It is not that like in the olden days only you need to go to some expertise person and then learn the things. Every topic, all the things are available in the YouTube or some kind of another media. So try to utilize the technology in a proper way to get out of this birth and death cycle. Okay. Try to utilize this and then we will be there. Okay. Don't waste time. Do whatever you are doing. Our philosophy is telling us to change how we are doing. That's what it is. So if we can do that, we will be on the right path and we will get liberation someday. Okay. So let's conclude this topic, and we will come up with some other topics in the future videos. Hari Om.